The Republican Party, also known as the GOP, meaning Grand Old Party. The recent history of the Republican Party. The last Republican Party president in office was George W. Bush in 2001. As of late, Republicans have most control in the Senate and House of Representatives. In North Carolina, a firebomb was thrown into Republican headquarters on October 16th. A wall was spray painted next door telling Republicans to leave town. This has been called a form of political terrorism from Dallas Woodhouse, the executive director of the state Republican Party. Political ideals of the Republican Party. The Republican Party is mainly conservative. Conservative basically means that they like to keep things the same, as in the society and government. Another one is that they believe in a free market for when it comes to our economy, and also free trade, which is why they promoted the North American Free Trade Agreement, or in other words, NAFTA. Their interpretation of the Constitution is very strict in that it should be interpreted as close to the original as possible. For environment, they originally set up programs to preserve it. Teddy Roosevelt really hammered this in. But by the time Reagan came in, he described environmental programs as an economic burden. For foreign policy, more than half agree that we need to work on our country first before we help other countries, although they do support a strong alliance with Israel. For illegal immigration, they seem to be pretty divided on what to do, but once Trump hopped in, it took a sharp turn to deportation and building a wall, less kinder or softer policies. Republican stances on social issues. They are pretty much social conservatives. They believe in no government funding for abortion. They think abortion is bad, but do have exceptions, such as if it be by rape, incest, or if it endangers the mother's life. They are against affirmative action. They believe it only furthers discrimination. Republicans highly support gun ownership with little to no restrictions. They are not supporters of public school, though. They support charter schools more. Oh boy, here's a long one. They generally do not support gay rights, although some do. Still a divided topic. In 2008, the Republican platform did support anti-discrimination based on sex, race, age, religion, creed, disability, or national origin, but they did not say anything about anti-discrimination for sexual orientation or gender identity. Republicans' relationship with Michigan. Michigan has been voting for Democrats in presidential elections constantly for the past 2 decades instead of Republican. Although from the polling for the upcoming election, it seems divided with Democrats only leading slightly. Our governor, Rick Snyder, is a Republican. A good majority of our state legislature and government offices are Republican. Which is all pretty weird, seeing how we mainly vote for Democrats in presidential elections. Surprisingly, Republicans were pretty popular in Michigan when they first started. They had one of the largest turnouts at that time for a Republican meeting, which was dubbed Under the Oaks. Michigan actually voted Republican that year in the elections of 1854, and they did not vote Democrat again until 1932. Wow. This is basically the basics of the Republican Party.
Yeah,
so.
Boy.
Created using Powtoon.